But wait,
They've done it.
one more thing.
They did do one more thing.
They did it.
The one more thing at the end of the event was fascinating.
Yeah.
It was a pair of, would you call them AR? Maybe not. They're not even really AR glasses.
I don't know.
They
That
are
was the weird thing.
a pair of glasses, and I'll reference Google Glass in my explanation.
Rick talked about AR a ton right before he showed the glasses.
Right. But technically,
So-
this did not overlay anything on top of the real
I think
world.
it did, though.
It just projected text in front of your eyes. So it was
Text overlaid to the real
I guess
world,
it's-
but that's all it was.
okay.
Only
It's not
text.
tracked to the real world, but it's between you and the real world.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So it looks
Yeah,
like a regular
fair.
pair
Okay.
of glasses, but the person wearing the glasses is getting a live transcription of what someone is saying to them in text in front of their eyeball.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
We all know how fast Google's live transcription is.
especially through Tensor.
Their translate is excellent.
Tensor-based.
So
It's
yeah,
amazing.
you can imagine this having a tensor chip inside, having a microphone on the side, having really good battery life because there's not that much visually to show. And I thought that was super interesting. Now again, we don't have a date, we don't have a price. This is just them demoing something they've been working on. But there was a point where it appeared to be translating sign language. I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
understood that part of the video correctly,
I think that's what it was doing.
but it didn't look like there was any camera on it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it might be hidden. I don't know.
That was the most confusing
They
part.
did
to
just
me.
say it was a prototype, so like how much of it is actually like, because like obviously we weren't seeing actual footage through the lens. They
Right,
had to just
yeah.
like superimpose that and edit
Yeah.
that. So what they ultimately were showing us was saying it was a prototype, showing us what it did. We didn't actually see
I
if
just
that's
think
what it'll look like. Or
I agree. I just think there's a huge difference between having a camera on your face and not having a camera on your face.
Yeah.
And so if Google is going to
Massive.
be, putting together a pair, like I think it would be really cool to have that live pair of, even for like disabilities or just like, language barriers, all kinds of people would find that really useful. But the visual element on top of it, if it actually has a camera on it, that unlocks a whole new world of things it could do.
Yeah.
So the fact that Google focused on the text leads me to believe they're probably going to focus on audio,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have a camera. But I don't know.
It could have a
know.
camera, and they're just trying to keep people away from being like, oh God, privacy implications. Here we go again, electric boogaloo, because that's exactly what happened with like the Google Glass One. People were getting kicked out of movie theaters because people thought they were recording. People were getting ticketed on the freeway because they thought they were watching movies while driving. Like everyone was just terrified of cameras, and there was no indicator that it was recording anything or taking photos. And I think that was their biggest downfall with Glass One in 2012.
Yeah.
So it's been 10 years.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
guess
a
this
long
is
time
their
ago.
next run, right? So
I
I
think-
got a little emotional actually when I was watching this video. There's not a lot of like tech videos that make me emotional, but like seeing the people that like couldn't communicate getting so excited that they were able to communicate
It's
is like a
like-
really deeply personal thing.
it's really cool. And the reason it's personable is because it's in your eye and your peripheral, is that you can actually make eye contact during your conversation with someone who speaks a different language
Yeah.
rather than just having your phone translate open and looking down at your phone,
Right.
reading it all, and then like looking back up and saying
Google
something.
Glass first gen was close, but do you remember what it looked like to talk to someone wearing Google Glass?
Yeah, they were like,
We
They
were
would be
yeah.
looking up in the corner like that. Like so you knew they're like looking, but like they're kind of
this
like looking
live
up.
translate thing has been in Google's peripherals, pun intended now, for a very long time, because even the Pixel Buds 1, they announced live translation was like a key feature of the Pixel Buds 1. But the problem was if one person was wearing Pixel Buds, they had to like hold their phone up to the other person to like show them
talk
what it
into
was
it.
saying, talk
Yeah.
into it, talk into it. And that was cool, and they consider that live translation. But over time, their live translation has just gotten better and better and better. And Tensor is specifically targeting that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they were able to get that to a point where you just wear something and it,
That's why I think this is super smart twofold. Number one,
but it doesn't fold.
yeah, it doesn't fold. But for two reasons. Number one is we've been looking for like a killer app for AR glasses for forever. Like we have all these unique things that they're capable of doing, but every company is looking for the killer app or the thing that it can do that connects with everyone. And this is universal thing. We all could use some type of translation at some point. And then on top of that, it's better than the previous version. So it's one way. I have the glasses on. You don't need anything. You talk. I understand you. That's it. There's no extra layer of like talking to my phone, please. You just talk, and I can understand you.
Both people kind of need the glasses, though.
Well, if you can speak, then I can understand, and hopefully if I want to have a conversation with you, then I need to also get translated back to you, in which case both people need the glasses. But just the fact that you can have the glasses on and your superpower is now activated is like amazing.
The camera would help though, because imagine you're in Tokyo, and you know how Google Translate now, you can point it at anything and it'll live update the text to be in your language.
It would be really cool.
You could do that with glasses. You're just wandering a new country and everything's in your language. That's incredible.
That's my number one anxiety about international travel is like when I land in France, what are the signs going to say? Oh, I'm going to be lost so fast.
That's like when people ask you, like, would you rather be able to fly or know every language? That's a hard question for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because that is a superpower.
Yeah.
So
Google's got all of the data. They've got a killer app, and they appear to have been working on a form factor that looks reasonable and doesn't scare people so much. You know, they showed the video at the keynote. I'm sure they're going to be monitoring the comment sections of videos like this. Like, what do people really think?
Yeah, definitely.
But they look pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sick.
It's an interesting one more thing to sort of just show what we've been working on, but say nothing about when we're hoping to put it out, what it's going to do, the features it's going to have. Like, that's kind of smart because they're getting live feedback from a lot of people.
They're also getting a little bit ahead of whatever glasses announcement Apple's about to drop.
Yeah, because
or
that's
anybody
happening
else.
in like 2024 or something.
Yeah, allegedly this year.
Really?
Well, I mean, we'll see.
The Apple one?
But whenever it is, Google's ahead of it now.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
we shall see.
Yeah.
All right, this clip has been brought to you by Sundar Pichai's jacket collection. Unfortunately, I've been using Google Lens to try to figure out what jacket he's wearing every single time, and it never tells me. So I understand this is a very powerful product. I just need it to work on your own jackets, Google. That's all I ask.
If you know what the jacket is, leave it in the comments.
Please leave it in the comments.
Do they sell them at Everlane?
I don't know what that means.
Why wasn't Sundar at the Met Gala? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's a good. Yeah, you could have asked him.
You know, like connecting the dots, like Google,
That's
YouTube,
true.
fashion. I'm just saying.
Yeah. He is a fashion icon.
You're bigger than him in Google's eyes.
I guess so.
You are.
But he is Google.
His jacket's nicer though.
That's very true.
Wow.
Fair.
Let's wrap it up before I get fired.
Please like and subscribe.
See you guys later.
Like and subscribe.